Hello, boys and girls. I want you to imagine going to your favourite restaurant for your tea. There is one thing on the menu that you have been daydreaming about all day. Chips. Thin, skinny French fries. Fat, chunky, chippy chips. Picture them, smell them, taste them, savour them. Red sauce them. You go to the counter, order your kids' meal, and they ask you the silliest question you have ever heard. Apple slices or fries? Really? That's like asking if you want £20 or a bowl of Brussels sprouts. Of course you order the French fries. Then the meal comes. You get your food and you reach into the box. You get the kids' toy out of the way. Chicken nuggets? You'll have to wait. And then you reach for it at the bottom of the box and you pull it out. Apple slices? Do you know? There is a life lesson here. Two, actually. Lesson 1. You can't order up God like a kid's meal. You don't get to pick and choose what God gives you. Have you ever wished you were taller or better looking, but you weren't? Hoped to make a team, but you didn't? Prayed for your gran to get better, and she didn't? You think, what's going on here? I ask God for what I want, and I want it now. Sometimes God does not give us the things you pray for, even the things that seem good to you. Now, it is still good to pray, and God loves it when we do. But God is still God. He gets to decide what's in your kids' meal. Israel wasn't like other nations. God was their king. He spoke to them through his prophet Samuel. Other nations had earthly kings, just as we have our queen, Queen Elizabeth II. At first, the people listened to Samuel. But as the prophet got older, Israel wanted a change. Israel wanted an earthly king like the other nations. Now, Samuel really loved God and served him faithfully. When Israel demanded a king, what did Samuel do? He prayed to God, just like we can do when we want to ask God questions. You see, God loved Israel, but he was unhappy with Israel's desire for an earthly king. Still, God told Samuel to do as the people asked and give them a king. God gave them what they thought they wanted to teach them a lesson, to show them that no earthly king could make them happy. He said to Samuel, "They are not rejecting you, they are rejecting me." And here's the second lesson. What God gives us is good for us. Sometimes the reasons may be to teach us a lesson like the people of Israel. He lets us make our own choices. And just admit it, apple slices are better for you than chips. Everybody knows that. They might not be as tasty, but they are healthy. Eating apple slices helps you to run super fast, and eating fries slows you down. It works the same way with God. The things that he gives us are not always what we want, but what he does give us is good for us. He can use everything, even the things that seem bad, to make us healthier, stronger, wiser. So next time you order a kid's meal, think about what is in it and what isn't. Let it be a reminder that God is in charge, even if you end up with apple slices. What Israel really wanted more than any king could give. They needed Jesus the Redeemer to come and fix all the brokenness in this world, and even the brokenness in their own hearts, so they could obey God and enjoy him as their king forever.